Welcome back, guys, to Newbie Productions Virtual Fundraiser. I'm your host, Omari Gaston, and today we are joined with Carlito Weaver.
Hey, good evening, everyone. How are you?
Make some noise, make some noise. All right. So, first things first, we're going to talk about how you get into the football clinic and then how you first made the connection to Newbie Production.
Yeah, so we've been doing the Henry Thevenin Football Clinic for about 5 years now. Henry Thevenin was a former teammate and friend of mine who unfortunately passed away from leukemia. And so in his honor, a group of friends decided to start a nonprofit, the No Struggle, No Progress Memorial Foundation in his honor. And we tried to use that as a way for them to persevere on the football field, and so it's symbolic to life as well.
Like, would you be able to give like an example?
So, an example of adversity. So, Henry was Haitian American as well, and he was born in Haiti, and he came over here and he went through a lot of struggles, like many immigrants do, and he persevered. So he wasn't the biggest, the fastest, the strongest, but he has a strong work ethic, and he always encouraged people to give their best and go as hard as they can. And then we took that same energy that he had, and he had a saying, no struggle, no progress, meaning if you don't work hard to get where you want to be, you're never going to move forward. And so we try to instill that with the kids by simulating adversity, going through drills, tiring them out before we go ahead and teach the fundamentals of football. That way they understand the connection between, even though you're tired, you may feel like giving up on yourself or it's impossible, that they still can overcome.
That's good, and I think that's great that you guys still teach that, because a lot of kids nowadays, I feel like, don't realize, like, sometimes kids can think like, oh, like things come to them and they don't have to go out there and get it and go that extra limit. So like give them examples like that, adversity, I think that's great.
So this film in particular is personally connecting with me and my upbringing in terms of my relationship with my father. Unfortunately, throughout the documentary, you're going to see and hear the story about my battle or his battle with the immigration system in the process, and how I was able to overcome some of those things despite, my father being in and out of my life, having been deported multiple times.
Okay, if there's something that you'd want people at home when they watch this, like what do you want them to take away from this?
Perspective, right? I think that it's important that we see where one another are coming from and try not to be judgmental. I understand that there's a legal way of doing things and no one is excused from that, but understand that there are sometimes people left with no choice, right? It's all or nothing, and they feel as though it's worth the risk, risking their livelihood and their freedom for a better opportunity. As much as we may think that America may be biased and is systematic oppression, which, there's data that proves that as well, it's still better off than some third world countries, and many people are willing to take that risk.
Sometimes it's the only thing they got. It's literally like, it's all or nothing type of, like literally. And if you can agree with me, like, one thing I love about New Productions is it shows both sides. It'll show your side struggling with immigration, and it'll show someone who's American has never had to deal with that and their take on it. And then people like that are watching at home, they get to see both sides. Like, wow, I didn't know someone like you can struggle like that, or had thoughts, or like had to go missing a dad, missing them at night, things like that. So compared to someone who's seen their dad every night and don't care if they're there or not. Like, so I think that's great. So,
Definitely.
All right, and the final question for the people at home watching, tell them why they should continue to contribute to Newbie Productions and why they should donate.
Oh, Newbie is the man, and I say that, in all aspects. Like, he's a man who has good character. He's genuine about his passion, and he truly believes that he is giving people a platform to share their stories who elsewise may not have a platform. And it's extremely important that number one, he's from Brockton. He's a Brockton boy. I'm from Brockton as well.
He says that every day.
He's a hometown kid. He's almost like a big brother to me as well. He was an upperclassman. We went to high school together. He was big into TV production. He's part of the crew that helped me make my highlight tape, so I can go to college. So Newbie's always been there, and he's just a call away. And anything that I'd ever need, he's there to support me. And I'm sure that if anyone else had needed any help with anything and he could help out, he would definitely make sure.
In a heartbeat.
Yeah, in a heartbeat.
That's the thing about him, without no hesitation. You need a problem? I got you. You have a problem? I got you.
Yeah.
Need help? I got you.
I got you. Or if he can't do it, he knows somebody that can do it.
That's it. That's literally, if he can't do it, he's going to put you on with somebody that can help you with it.
Definitely.
That's the great thing about himself. Appreciate it. All right, guys. Thank you. Carlito Weaver with me. Thank you guys so much for tuning in.